Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Your category.
Copyright. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
You better wake up. The world you live in is just sugar-coated topping. There is another world beneath it.
We're going live at 6 o'clock. This is 665. Ooh, that's it.
Welcome to the show. Sorry for the lateness. Had some things I had to take care of, but it's all good. For starters, we're gonna make this a two-part. You see part one down there. Today we're just gonna talk about Howard for about an hour and change, and then we're gonna tomorrow, Uso style, Jay Uso style. My wife's in the chat, so that means we're doing something right.
The African American woman is the backbone of the black family. Really, the whole American family. I mean, he wasn't raised by a black woman. No, I was.
Shout out to my wife in the chat. Yeah. Okay, so today's episode, of course, we need to talk about excuse me, Howard Unruh. Is it Unruh? I think it's Unruh. We're gonna just talk about him today. Thank you for your CP in the chat. We're gonna get to know Howard, get to know his woes, and see how his case trickles down to the rest of the people. Just for heads up, I'm gonna put in the chat why I'm talking about Unruh. He was, of course, the first mass shooter in America. Now, people have other arguments. First of all, welcome to Live at 5. The only show starts at 7 o'clock.
We're going live.
And today's episode is we need to talk about Howard. Yeah, I'm just gonna talk about the first American massacre. First, I guess not the school shooter, but he was the first mass shooter. And let me see what we got. Oh, that's me. Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna get into his origin story. What happened to him? What turned him to the man he is today? Or he was at that time. And what effect did he have on man today? Some people argue that in 1764, Enoch Brown, the school massacre in 1764, that was the first school massacre or mass shooting. But if you Google it, I know there's some discrepancies. Shouts to Ami in the chat, 1993. Hi, chat. There's some discrepancies, but they don't. That's not considered chat with a Y. That's not considered. This is not considered a massacre because of the fact they were all killed by melee. So I was just doing shootings at first, but in the Enoch Brown massacre in 1764 was a situation that happened with 10 students. 10 students killed a schoolmaster in Greencastle, Pennsylvania. by then, I think there was a Lenape tribe in Delaware. Native Americans during the Pontiac War of 1764, 10 students killed a schoolmaster. The schoolmaster was shot while the students were killed with melee weapons. Now, this was a massacre that happened to the student and the teachers. They were killed by I believe they were at war. So that was let me see, double check, right? A student and teacher and 10 students. See, I wasn't doing this one, but I'm not going to just tell you a little bit of it. I'm not doing this one because it doesn't count, but I'll explain what the Enoch massacre was. Sure, no big deal. I got time. I don't have time, but no problem. Thanks for joining me, though. Let's get into, I'm going to just fucking explain what this shit was. And then, we're not doing affirmations today. We'll do that. We'll pick it up tomorrow. No problem. No, everyone's talking about Unruh now. I need to, that's the whole thing too. A lot of the earlier massacres you can't get because there's no record. There's no record of them. They just erase all the stuff. But I'm going to just look up this massacre and see if I could, all right, no problem. So 4 Native Americans entered a settler's log house. Settlers meaning colonizers. This was during the war. So it's not really a massacre because they were at war. But the war was the Pontiac War. Pontiac War, of course, 1763. Confederation, Native Americans, dissatisfied with British rule in Great Lakes region of the French and Indian War. Classic, old school colonization. So 4 Native Americans entered a settler log's house. Settler meaning colonizer's home, not his home. I'm trying to say it the right way. Trying to throw these Indians under the bus. They ain't killed for no reason. They rarely do. But pretty much they went in there, they killed the schoolmaster, Enoch Brown, and 10 students. Enoch Brown, of course, being a colonizer or a parentheses settler. We don't have to do all that. You could get into that, but they have a monument with him for him in Pennsylvania. But I'm not going to say he deserved it. Oh, I'm not going to say the kids deserved it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Enoch, which I know is in the Bible, but I don't think he was. I'm pretty sure he wasn't black because there are no black settlers, not that I know of anyway. But I'll look them up. I'm not going into a rabbit hole though because I got to do other stuff, and I'm not covering this one because they weren't shot. Only Enoch was shot. The rest of the kids were beat to death. It's not funny. So why'd you laugh? No, I'm just saying that's what Google says. Google says, hey, this one don't count. So whatever. Let's see if I got a picture of Enoch. We got him. Okay. Whoa, don't Google this because they got really hardcore photos of like Indians killing children, but that wasn't the case. Okay. If you take people's land and then they show back up, if you go to someone's house and you set up shop, i.e. squatting, how old were the kids? They were, good question. Well, I'm giving this was a small children's school, so I'm guessing they were small kids. They don't have the age of the children. Let's see what we have. 11 deaths, 1 injured, age of the children. Let's see what we got. Good call. No age of the kids, but what we got? I don't have an age. Sorry for that. Let me just double check. I can show you a picture of Enoch, but the way that they are depicting this is kind of gangster. It's just kind of like bam, got they got the Indian just slaughtering. So I'm going by this picture. I'm assuming the kids were small, tiny babies. Hold up. So I'm guessing fucking middle school, which sucks. But again, casualties of war. It's not their fault. It was their pappy's fault. So yeah, this is kind of like the imagery that they put up with the book. So I'm guessing this is kind of like the kids' age, like tiny babies. But that was the first. Thank you for your CP in the chat. That was the first massacre in America. But following that, since we're doing a quick rundown, I'll give you a picture of Enoch in a second. He was, I can't say he looks evil, but he was a colonizer because he wasn't supposed to be in that school. And I don't even think that school was supposed to be a school. That was somebody's home, probably. That they turned into a school. And then they probably went back home, realized it was gone. It was now a school. Then you try to take your home back. No biggie. Regular shit. Regular, degular shit. You know, war.
Regular, degular shit.
Let's get a picture of Enoch. Well, he was a man. Enoch was a man. He's got sideburns. Sideburns prove it. He was a man's man. It looks like he's full of haggis. He's got them colonizer brows. Side brows. Excuse me. There we go. That's Enoch. No problem. Okay. Got that out of the way. That's Enoch. That was Enoch, and the massacre of 1764 was allegedly the first killing in a school, but not your first gun killing in a school. So you have that one in 1764, okay, which was done by some Native Americans.
Regular, degular shit. It's regular, no.
And then following that, thank you for your CP in the chat. Following that, we have, thank you for joining me, by the way. We're moving at a fast rate.
We're going live.
But don't worry. Nothing will be lost in context, like almost me not explaining why, if you Google the first massacre, you're going to get 1764. That's a lie.
You're right. I shouldn't have done that.
So following that, 1891, a schoolhouse shooting occurred, Liberty, Mississippi. This was a very particular kind of killing because it was our favorite, racially motivated.
Yo, that's racist.
What had happened was there was a classic Mississippi, but the entire case here. Well, and I'll tell you, I'll say it and then I'll put it in there. On March 28, 1891, a schoolhouse shooting occurred in Liberty, Mississippi, where an unknown gunman fired a shotgun into a crowd at a school exhibition. The attack wounded 14 people, mostly children. Classic colonizer. Didn't kill anybody, though. Didn't kill anybody.
Yo, that's racist.
Injured a lot of people.
Yo, that's
Why did he do it? Again, can I also say a lot of these crimes, especially this one, the names I can't get. You could get the names of the age of the children, but you know why I can't probably find like maybe if I do a video on that first one, but again, we're not doing that because that wasn't a massacre. I mean, that was a massacre, but by melee and not by they were scalped. Enoch was scalped. And when they take the scalp, you know what you did wrong. I'm sorry. I got to side with the Indians on this one.
It was all a dream.
So,
That's also known as an algorithm.
What up? So, this guy went into a church. Is this a church? No, this was a school. Sorry. I was confused because it was like mostly children. It was mostly children inside this school, and the only reason why he shot up this school was because
you gotta keep them separated.
It was a mixed school. The school was mixed, and he targeted the light-skinned kids or the mixed race kids. He didn't like the mixed race gathering, and he shot up the school, injuring some people because of Martin Luther King's bullshit.
It was all a dream. It was all a dream.
Yeah, so that would be a second one, but the reason why they don't count that one, because no one died. So they don't count this as your first massacre because it was more of an attack. So they don't really count massacres. Massacres are people who were dead four and up, 4 people and up. If you look that up, I think it's 3 to 4 people have to die for them to consider it a mass shooting. And that wasn't the case here. So I think everyone made it. Everyone made it. So that was just, you know, a racist white man ran into the damn school, shot up some kids out of anger, and it missed. He missed. Thank God.
Yo, that's racist.
I mean, he didn't miss, but he didn't. That shotgun probably had some buckshot in it. So resilience kicked in. So that's fine. Fun enough. Nice try. But yeah. Shouts to Mississippi, keeping it OG. You know how they do. Mississippi gonna be Mississippi for life. But yes, so just for how out the gate, so I don't look like a dummy. Never that, but just saying.
I don't need.
Somebody calling me out. Those were the first 2 massacres. Mississippi, goddamn.
I don't need. I don't need.
What was wrong? Because you
You're right.
Mississippi, goddamn indeed. Thank you for your CP in the chat. Yeah, so those would be your first 2 1800s. And now we're up to speed now. So today we're talking about Howard. I was supposed to get how do you say this man's name? Unruh? I got Unruh, like Enra, like Ezra, but Unruh. Well, let's ask chat. Chat, how do you say Unruh? No. Well, hold on. Unruh. Oh, cheeky. Wait, can you say it? Robot, can you say it? You're gonna make me go to YouTube? You can't just. Okay. Well, guys, thank you for joining. Welcome to Live at 5.
We're going live.
First, we're gonna get to know Howard Unruh. First, we're gonna get to know how to say his name, and then we're gonna do. Hold up. Got it. Shut up. Unruh. Unruh. It's almost Japanese. Unruh. Okay. We did it. All right. First things that I think because we're doing a 2-part, we're gonna eventually just get down to why I'm doing this, and then also we'll get down to the Amish community probably by tomorrow. So that works out. Today would just be discussing the shooter, not glorifying, because I realize that is a problem when we focus too much on the shooter and not the victims. But unfortunately, because of parental and sensitivity rights, you'll see more of the shooter than you will the victims. I mean, unless it's like Sandy Hook or something like that, you won't see too much of the kids, especially if the kids are speaking out. So that's why you see them. But once this massacres happen and the niggas pay their fines and pay their restitutions to the family, the whole shit disappears because that's part of the deal. It's for you to not to keep bringing it up, not talking about guns, not talking about why the shit's all fucked up. Speaking of guns, shout outs to actual footage from the gun show that happened in 2025. I'm going to remove. That's actual footage from the gun show. What I was trying to do is just get old people fascinated and young people fascinated. So bottom, you're going to have your old, top, you're going to... All right. With that being said, a lot of discussions on gun violence, nothing being done. A lot of parties happening at the NRA gun show. For instance, I was trying to get a video, which I'll probably end up, maybe it'll be available sometime. I mean, it's hard to, people don't really film inside of those places. So it's kind of hard to get the kind of stuff I want. But I did see that they have hidden carry fashion shows where they choose models to hide guns on their person, and then you have to tell how fashionably hidden the guns are. So that's the kind of things you get to witness at the NRA gun show. And then of course giveaways and karaoke and snacks. So they make guns fun. But yes, all right. So we're gonna get into the history of Howard. Those were the big first two stories, the killings that happened in America. But Howard Unruh is the OG American tragedy story and the origin of the tragedy story. And we're going back to World War II. So
Yo.
So that's great. That's great. Not too shabby because he passed. Well, no, the incident took place in September. So given it's October, we just missed the anniversary. And yeah, we'll get into what happened with this man. Why did they call it the Walk of Death? Why did the shooting last 12 minutes? Why were 13 people murdered? Even a 2-year-old and a 9-year-old. So we'll get into that. I want to get to know Howard a little bit. Get to.
What are we talking?
It was all a dream.
What are we talking about?
All right, so I appreciate it. Appreciate you joining me. So for now, I got an intro for you. I'm gonna put up my man here, his yearbook. Well, no, his description of my man Howard with his yearbook photo from junior high school. You know him. So it says my man here was just a shy boy. He's shy. He's good. Aspirations, yada, yada, yada. Part of the science club. You know the math. You know the drill. Shouts to drills. Shouts to the family watching right now. I respect you and I see you. I include you too, Twitch. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Share the video with people you
I wish a nigga
or hate. And for now, I'm going to play a zinger, and then we're going to get into Alexa Make Me Big. No, actually, I just want you to make sure you read that. You got that? I'll keep it here by my side. There we go. There we go. We'll keep it right here. Play the zinger. Come back, get into the origin story of Howard Unruh. What happened to him? Well, who is this man? How did he spark a revolution that we no longer have control over? We don't.
You got
Either we have control over it and we're not stopping it, or we were like, that's a really good idea. We should keep this going. Either way,
regular degular.
either it started then and we can't stop it now, or it was a fluke then and now it's status quo now. Either way, we're fucked. And so are the kids. So for political reasons too, even though Google would not let me shine when I just was like, Do you think there's political? The word I used was influence in some of these massacres. And then there was like, maybe. But then I was like, how come they always happen during election season? And it was like, that's not the case. Then they showed me some that happened outside of election season. Then I was like, oh, okay. Well, how come? What's the difference between the arrest of ethnicities where they'll show the person immediately if they were black, which they rarely are. Even though if you Google mass shooters, black people do show up because, like I said, if you kill a group of more than 4, you go into a record as a mass shooter and or massacre in the middle of a massacre. So if you have white people who you know and love,
White people.
saying things like, you know, black people kill people more per capita and we have more of a higher kill rate. That may be true if I killed 4 niggas. Yes. If I went to a nightclub and shot up a nightclub and killed 4 niggas, 1 female, I'm considered a mass shooter. But should I be put in the same category as someone who goes to a school full of children or a church full of children and shoot them up? Am I the same person? Is my crime floating anger mixed with poverty, mixed with the actual crime was a money crime in itself? Was it a robbery? Was it revenge? Was it random?
Did you feel that?
Sometimes. I've watched enough First 48 to realize bad things happen and you can't do nothing about it. I mean, you could try your best to avoid stupid situations, but you know, like I said, I watched enough First 48 to know sometimes they're unavoidable. So that's sad, but
Really and truly, I'm just picking the lesser of the evil.
at least you know the reason why. I'm never left scratching my head like I go, oh, okay, this person went through this person went through that. Not that it's an excuse, but there's a reason. The reason behind a lot of these massacres or these killings have a lot to do with personal problems. Not so much financial, not so much revenge. It's revenge for a unattainable victim. The victim is the entire world. So you can't kill the world.
It was all a dream.
But you start at a school or a church or whatever.
It's twisted. Somebody did
Start with the kids.
that thing to somebody else. That somebody maybe is crazy.
Definition of insanity, I would say, is taking your actions out on the world, opposed to a single threat. If you make the entire world your problem, I could consider you clinically insane. Because where would be your civil rights? How would you get your justice if the entire world is your enemy? So layer that with paranoia, schizophrenia.
What are we talking about?
You got a recipe for disaster. Excuse me. Then you got your gun, you got your weaponry in hand. You got all your shit mixed with your emotions and all your ammo.
Oh, you got
Somebody might have to die. So we'll get into the early stories of my main man. It won't be too grim. This is going to be a knowledgeable, decent show, a part 1 show, and then tomorrow we'll get into the bigger scale of what the problem with mass shootings are and what's the problem with mass shooters in general. I got some TED Talks that are talking about mass shooting. I also have a special gift. I have one of the parents of the OG school shooters of Columbine. And they're going to discuss what happened to their sons or her son. I don't know. I think it's one parent. I know they weren't brothers. But yeah, so I have one parent of the Columbine group tag team. The tag team Trench Boys. Yeah, I got the mom, and then we'll listen to her maybe today. I think that would be kind of on par once we get to know who Howard is, and then we'll get to know who the Columbine boys were, and then we'll just be right up to par for tomorrow, where we'll discuss what causes or what triggers the trigger, and what we can do to maybe be kinder to these school shooters or maybe relocate these school shooters. I'm not sure.
Yeah, really and truly, I'm just picking the lesser of the evil. I've been hearing that a lot. Wait, it's what? Say it again. Odd Negroes?
ODD, Odd Negro.
Oh, Odd Negroes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go online at Odd Negroes. What is he?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow you guys.
It was nice speaking with you.
Thank you
so much.
That's Marcella. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen in a bit and play my little jingle. I'm gonna come back and we're gonna get to know Howard as promised. Thank you for joining me live at 5, the only show that starts at 7 o'clock today.
Oh, you nasty, nasty bitch.
We're going live at 5.
All right.
We're going live at 5-ish. 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock. 6, 5. Ooh, next day.
Just set my ducks up so I can just come back and share the screen and we can just get back into it. I'm not going to be long tonight. This is going to be I've called, hold on, what's the name? Call this more like an introduction of, and know what else we'll do? Maybe between today and tomorrow, we'll take a tour of the 2025 gun show. I have a tour of the 2025 gun show. We'll take a look at that as well tomorrow. Probably not today, but today we're going to get into probably just a walk-in to the damn convention. Maybe we'll end with that. I want to get a view of how other countries view our mass shootings. And I said I wasn't going to talk about the early massacres, but I saved videos of them. I'm not doing that. All right, so we'll get into what happened to Howard, and then we'll talk about how other countries view our mass shootings, how crazy we look to other countries. All right. So I'm trying to figure out how should I do this here. All right. American violence, how we got here. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'll do a breakdown of Howard, the delusions of a marksman, the delusional marksman, and we'll just get to know him. And then before I end it, I'll play a video describing how other countries view our mass shootings, and we'll probably end like that. But today's just going to be about Howard. I will put the links to these 2 massacres that I was talking about in the chat, so you could look at them on your own time. This one is the Enoch video, because I'm not doing that today. You check that out. Link right there. Wow. And then I'll do the rebellion of the Pontiac School. I'll share that because I just found out about these today. So maybe you knew about it, but I didn't. So I'm sharing what I learned with you because
I don't need.
They're so excited for you to be a part of this experience, the fans. So you want to leave.
Because we're family. That's pretty much what I was going with that. All right. So I'm coming back. We're going to get into Howard for a little bit, get into why he became a serial killer. And yeah, that's it, man. Little bit of this, a little bit of that. And then I'm going to get out of your hair. Just set this up right. All right, cool. I heard that this guy has a really cool Halloween opening So I chose this video because the comment section kept saying, bro, your Halloween open is epic. So I fuck with that. and then let's see how this man starts his show. We talk a little bit about Howard, and then we just look at how the rest of the world views our mass shootings, and that'll probably be it. This is because it's a 40-minute video, so I'll try to skim through it as much as I can so we could get to know the gist without missing out anything important that we may or may not see in our modern day school shooters or modern day shooters. Not glorifying them. This is just a mere study on how to end white on white crime.
You've got to love life to have life, and you've got to have life to love life.
That being said, I will be right back. Thank you for joining me. This is Live at 5. The only show that's set to 7 o'clock.
We're going live at 5. We're going live at 5-ish. 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock. It's 5. Ooh, that's it.
All right. See you soon. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and do all the things. That's on the
Follow us on Instagram, connect on Facebook, wherever you get your podcasts. We'll be right back.
Hello there. You got me just about to preview our new Eagle Eyes safety show. Quite a cast of characters here.
Yeah! Hello, world!
Eddie Eagle, at your service. Before long, Eddie was in charge of the entire gun safety department. Let's see what Eddie's up to now.
I saw a gun. At just that moment, the kids saw it too. Stop! Don't touch! I'm Eddie Eagle, and I like it too much. There's a gun up here. If you see a gun, stop! Don't touch! I'm Eddie Eagle, and I like you so much. Please be safe. Go away. It's a must. Go find an adult, someone you can trust. Go tell an adult. Don't hang around. Tell him what you saw. Tell him what you found. Stop. Don't touch. Leave the area. Tell an adult. Yeah, stop. Don't touch. Leave the area.
I love my guns. Well, got an AK-47 to handle home invasions. I got an AR-15 if that don't meet the threat. I got a Glock in the glove compartment and a Smith & Wesson. A 22 for shooting critters off my deck. I loves my guns. They're so much fun.
going live at 5. Ooh, we're going live at 5-ish. 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock. 6, 5. Ooh, that's it.
All right. We did it.
Follow us on Instagram, connect on Facebook, wherever you get your podcasts. We'll be right back.
Talk about just the, make sure this bitch is in 720p. Want any problems with Bing? All right, let's see what happened to Howard. Get an introduction. Now, funny, I'm pretty sure he's gonna have a very similar story to a lot of these other, not all incels, but some incels.
Yo.
They always have the same story, being ignored for too long, and then they end up doing something crazy. I'm not saying that all of them are lonely, because some guys have families, like that guy who killed all those Mormons. But he had a family. He was actually the life of the party. So it's not always the case. Sometimes you're too hyped. Too hyped. Kind of like a soldier. You feel like you have to do it. It's a mission. And no one else can do it but you. Two people get callings like that. People like Dexter, and then people like Charles Manson. So you can either turn out Batman or the Joker. It's either one. It's either one.
Yeah, really and truly, I'm just picking the lesser of the evil.
All right, let's get this show on the road. Let's go. Again, welcome live at 5. We need to talk about Howard Unruh, the first true American sniper.
It was all a dream.
No, he didn't snipe. He did front contact. Wasn't hiding. Wasn't covering his face. Went head on. Blew some kids away. All right.
It was all a dream.
Follow us on Instagram,
Regular,
connect on Facebook,
Regular,
wherever you
no.
get your podcasts. We'll be right back.
Look at that. He got all the serial killers all together in a group photo. And that's probably what hell looks like. Or heaven. Because some of these people prayed to Satan, but some of these people prayed to white Jesus.
Yo. That's right.
And if my corrections are, if my religious understanding is right, white Jesus says it doesn't matter what you do, you're forgiven.
That's a good point. Although he is a pedophile. If you only show it to children, they're.
I mean, no matter what you do. It did. YouTube, you're killing me. YouTube, you can't. Why would you go to the Pontiac Massacre? Why would you jump to that? You see what I mean? All right. Now you're gonna make me watch another commercial. Come on, bring on your bullshit. What do you want to sell me today? Sorry about that.
Yeah, Pagala. All that jumping is making me nervous.
They jump so much because they have to.
So good luck. All right. Now I gotta watch it and get to 720p. Humanos problemas All right.
We're going live. Ish. 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock.
It seemed like a petty grievance, but it was also a turning point. As soon as he saw the missing gate, just installed that day, he knew that his life would change. He had to take action now, no matter what the cost. He'd been plotting revenge for at least 2 years, and now it was time to act on his preconceived plan. Dressing up in a brown tropical worsted suit, a white shirt, and a striped bow tie, the slender 6-foot recluse picked up his 9mm German Luger and went outside.
It looks like Vince Vaughn. You know, like one of those, like, you know what I mean? Like doo-wop boys. He could be a doo-wop boy. He looked like he was in some sort of, you know, Brooklyn boy band. Brooklyn boy band?
Does that make you feel?
Yeah, like some doo-wop band in the 50s or whatever. Not a crazy looking guy. They never really are. He's part of the science club.
Tuesday, September 6th, around 9:20 a.m. His mother had just left, so she was out of the way. He could have chosen any number of guns from his collection, but he favored the Luger.
Like the Luger.
Just in case, he also grabbed a 6-inch knife and a tear gas pen with 6 shells.
It's going to war.
Vaulting over a fence, he cut through some back streets and then stepped out onto the road. A map drawn for the Philadelphia Inquirer that evening, which identified the shooter as the crazed man and a maniac, marks where this otherwise quiet World War II veteran went. The exact sequence of events that day differs from one newspaper to the next, but they all end up with the same result. The lean and quiet man was about to make history. He would become America's first single-episode mass murderer. In 1949, the Kramer Hills area of Camden, New Jersey was generally quiet. But that day, for a mere 12 minutes, the shooter had made himself heard. For too long, he believed, people had been talking about him behind his back. It was time for revenge.
See, now look, that's 90% when I was looking up fragility, like what you can't give Chat GPT an answer. Don't say, is it white male fragility that's making this? Can't tell them that. They go, well, yeah, probably. Just say, what is it? And then they kind of go like,
We're separated.
My high yellow ass inside the house.
They have that. They say when we got together, that's when the uptick in violence came, when we were together. So clearly we should be separated, but or by choice. The forcefulness was a really big problem from a lot of people that we didn't really check up on. We were kind of like, if you don't want integration, that's your fucking fault. Deal with it.
Did you feel that?
Which is like that's the type of shit we're still dealing with today. People who don't want us mixed up, and then the niggas end up in a tree. Just saying. They're telling us that they don't want us in their neighborhoods. They're telling us. So I mean, like, no matter what Martin said,
it was all a dream.
They're showing proof that we don't want you in the neighborhood. They'll put you up, string you up. So that's where I was going, where I thought a lot of this was coming from. But they're not all racially triggered, because a lot of these men, they're always all men, by the way, always all men. Man is the shooter.
I don't need.
And right after hunting, we started shooting kids. Funny. It's not funny, but I'm just trying to figure out, when did we stop hunting? All right. Always on the hunt.
It was
when you're sensitive in your hunting, no one talks about the sensitive hunter. It's very important. When you shot that deer, did you see a human? See, like that kind of psychological thing. You said, like, okay, I shoot a whole bunch of deers because one day I'll have the balls to shoot a human.
It was all a
Most serial killers start by killing cats.
It was all a dream.
What's the difference between a deer and a cat?
We're going live at 5. We're going live at 5-ish. 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock.
Because you can't play with a deer? You probably can. But you wouldn't eat a cat, though. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
I fuck around with some deer meat, though.
No one was going to treat him like this. He put his lessons from the war to good use. He approached the target area from a route that no one would expect. At the corner of Harrison and 32nd Street sat a bread delivery truck. 2 kids played nearby. The driver appeared to be sorting through some papers. He would be the first. Shoving the Luger through the door, the shooter pulled the trigger. But the bread man was quick. He missed me by inches. The unidentified driver later told reporter Roxy DeMarco. I was seated in my bread truck going over my records, and he walked up and shoved a pistol through the door at me. I thought it was a holdup. I tumbled into the back of my truck among the bread boxes. He fired one shot, and thank God it missed me. The bread man saw the 2 children in the road, so he grabbed them and hid them in the truck. He then drove down the road to warn others, but it was too late. The shooter walked along 32nd Street back toward the building where he lived on the 2nd floor. He planned on making some stops before reaching home. He had enemies, and he knew where they were. Entering a shoe repair shop, he aimed the gun at John Pilarczyk, 27. The man inside bent over a child's shoe. The shooter walked within a yard of him and fired twice. A little boy ran for cover behind the counter, but the shooter ignored him. He now had his first kill of the day, with 1 bullet in the man's stomach and another in his head. Unlike the bread man, the shoemaker had been on his list.
Have you ever wanted to see your home from space? With this free satellite?
No. Why would he shoot the shoemaker? My lord.
We're going live.
Must have did something. He was just thinking about that man, killing that man. That's kind of that same tactic that people be doing in prisons and rehabilitation, but yet they're just plotting to come out to kill again. And then depending on the recidivism, you may be out earlier than you expected. So you can get to your victims as soon as possible. Rest in peace to that shoe man. He didn't see it coming. But the damn other guy did. You see, the bread man said, "Ha, not today. Not today." He dodged it. Ha! Dodged it. Ha! Right. Hello?
As cars backfiring, or someone shooting at the rats that ran along the Delaware riverfront. No one could quite understand why people were screaming. Next door to the shoe shop was Clark Hoover's barber shop. When the shooter entered, Hoover, 33, was cutting the blonde hair of a 6-year-old boy sitting on a white carousel horse. His mother, Catherine Smith, sat nearby watching.
Sounds like Catherine.
The shooter took aim and said, "I've got something for you, Clarky."
Oh, rip.
The barber tried to shield the boy, but he was too slow. The first bullet hit the boy in the head from a short distance, and the second one killed Hoover.
Damn.
Both dropped to the floor. The shooter left the woman alone to cry out for help. 2 other children who'd been in the shop went screaming into the street, but the shooter was oblivious, even when the shrieking mother carried out her dead child, begging for someone to help. Passing a group of kids who raced for cover, the shooter shot at a boy watching him from a window, but missed. It didn't matter. They were incidental targets. He headed towards the tavern, but the door was locked, so he shot 2 bullets in it. Inside, customers cowered behind the bar. The tavern owner, Fred Engel, rushed up the steps to retrieve his .38 caliber pistol. Next, the shooter tried to get into a locked restaurant without success. He reloaded and then turned his attention to his most hated targets, the Cohens. Their drugstore was on the corner. The Cohens were his immediate neighbors, and they'd complain that he'd...
His own neighbors, dude. They did it. He was mad at the Cohens from day one, okay? Let's just say. He was mad at the Cohens, and then he was like, anybody who's friends with them buys, and he was probably watching the customers who shop at the store. Again, we're talking about competition, probably competition.
You've got to love life to have life.
Probably, I don't know, took his fucking dad out of business.
You've got to love life to have life. And you've got to have life.
Something this drugstore did that was, again, and when back then, if you shot the owner of a drugstore, you didn't have a drugstore for about 4 weeks. So you didn't want to do that. That was like, it was not just mom and pop. It was just it wasn't mom and pop plural. It was just mom and pop.
You got it.
So we had to wait till somebody else got another license or whatever the hell to get another general store so we could get our goods, because everything was in one store. Consider like maybe like a 99-cent store, but for real this time. It has everything. Guns, bullets, Spam, cherries, you know. So they had to replace these two. Did he get them both? Shot the couple? God damn. But again, neighbors. God only asked one thing. Well, he asked a couple of things. But he definitely said, love thy neighbor.
Did you feel that? Yeah.
So, out the gate, Howard's out. Howard does not care for the Bible, the Bible, not even the 1949 one, because pretty sure step one, love thy neighbor or whatever. And also don't sleep with your neighbor's wife. I know. I understand that. But definitely love thy neighbor. Especially if she's fine, because don't be trying to sleep with her. That's a sin.
Oh, you nasty bitch.
Rest in peace to the Cohen family. Jewish?
Used their gate to get to the door of his apartment.
We didn't hate
They were among those who had slandered him during the past 2 years.
Yo, that's me.
As he was about to enter the drugstore, a man he knew well, an insurance agent named James Hutton, came out of the door. He greeted the shooter, who politely said, "Excuse me, sir." Hutton didn't move, so he received his own fatal bullet. He had just been in the wrong place at the wrong time. The shooter went into the pharmacy and saw Maurice Cohen and his wife Rose run up the steps to their apartment. Something had alerted them, but that wouldn't save them. The shooter followed, watching Rose try to hide in a bedroom closet and firing 3 times through the door. He then opened it and shot her in the head.
Shit.
Then he walked through the apartment until he found Maurice's elderly mother, 63, on the telephone. She was calling the police. He killed her with 2 shots where she stood, but had no time to watch her slumped to the bed because
I know they were Jewish. Hey.
Yo, that's racist.
I swear. The rest in peace to Minnie. Shot the grandma too, right in the head. Yo, rip to grandma too. This is like kind of becoming. I didn't know about him killing people outside the school. This happened before he even got to the school. Shit.
You got it.
Regular.
It's unfortunate. Rest in peace to Bubby.
Maurice had jumped out of a window onto a porch roof. The shooter leaned out and hit him with a bullet, wounding him badly enough to send him off the roof to the sidewalk below. He had no time to recover because the shooter had jumped down the steps and come out onto the street, where he discharged another shot. Maurice died on the street, but he'd succeeded at saving one person, his 12-year-old son, hidden in a closet upstairs. The shooter reloaded.
Watch how smart POD sellers turn one design
Giving me Columbine style. Columbine kind of those 2 boys. Well, first of all,
Follow us on Instagram. Connect on Facebook, wherever you get your podcasts. We'll be right back.
Well.
Columbine, they did a lot of shooting and then double backing, reloading, and then continuing to fire. So like my whole thing was like, why wouldn't you just, once you ran out of bullets, just call it a day? But that's not what they did. A lot of these dudes, a lot of these school shooters, especially the recent ones, they bring extra clips and they're reloading bullets. Thank God no switch guns yet. I'm not calling anything out. Please don't do anything like that. They go to the damn gun show to get the guns that they like. They don't need makeshift guns like those switch guns. They go and get real machine guns. But they do a lot of reloading, which is kind of crazy because I'm like, yo, once you shoot up a school, why not back off? You know? Why not if you run out of bullets, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. But nope. They like to do things like that. And that whole reload thing or bringing clips like that, you feel like you're at war. You feel like you're at war. And like I said, he's not the first because those other two stories, but he's the first with execution with a pistol in this fashion. So yeah, he is the first, and he is the first to reload. So if you think about reloading a pistol, it's even worse with the Ruger, because I believe a Ruger may be, just get 1949 Ruger. I'm just pretty sure it's probably single bullet, where you're just, hold on, I'm Googling the Ruger from 1949.
And what, let's check with Google time. Google time.
Yeah, it's okay. So we got this is a clip. This would be a standard. So this would be a clip one. So yeah, it's not going to be like a revolver. I assume that all guns back then are just old revolvers, but of course they had some kind of automatics back then. So one of the automatics again would be the Ruger, Hitler's favorite. So he killed 2 Jews with a Russian pistol. So that's kind of gangster, kind of violent.
Yo, that's racist.
So this would be your standard Ruger, Russian style. I mean, German style, and that would be a standard clip. So it's not going to be manual. It's semi-automatic, right? So sure. So I'm assuming he bought a couple of cartridges, like they do, to make sure he could finish the job. Unfortunately, and that's pretty terrible. Especially not. I guess back then those guns weren't that popular. I'm pretty sure the revolver back in '49 was probably still the move. But then again, if you had a lot of killing to do, you was going to need you at least a semi-automatic to get the job done, and that's it's pretty fucked up.
Oh, you nasty.
And to the close quarters, to be doing this stuff within like barbershops and like schools and really tight corners where people can't get away with all those bullets, you're just destined to do a lot of damage, and that was probably the plan all along. So yeah, if you walk into a public space with an automatic weapon, you're looking to do a lot of damage. So especially if there's children there.
Don't harm the children.
Line. Mrs. Harry went inside, and the shooter entered her house. Her son ran in and said that the man shot at them 5 times wounding them both in an arm. Then he tried smacking Armand with the butt of the empty pistol, but before anyone could stop him, he left. He now had shot 9 people, killing 7. Circling back, he walked down 32nd Street along the side of the pharmacy and encountered a motorist, Alvin Day, who had slowed down near the body of James Hutton, the dead insurance agent. That was his mistake. The shooter leaned into the car and killed him, leaving the car to stall and roll into the curb. Then the shooter went over to another car that was stopped at a light across the street. He shot through the windshield, killing the female driver and her mother, and wounding a 12-year-old boy in the back seat with a bullet through his neck. Next was a car behind this one, according to the map, but not included in other accounts, where he shot a young male, Charlie Peterson, wounding him. He shot into several other cars, too. Peterson staggered from his car and entered the tavern so someone could get him to a hospital. The man on the rampage was then busy firing at a chain grocery store. Frank Engel leaned out a window and shot at the retreating figure with his own pistol. He thought he'd hit the maniac in the thigh because he paused, but it had not slowed him down. Engel could have fired again and killed him, but he refrained. Later, he'd say, "I could have put a half a dozen shots into him. I don't know why I didn't do it. I wish I had." Apparently, the shooter wasn't yet finished. He went into the tailor shop. Zagrino, too, was on his list. By that time, a man who'd been in line behind cars into which the maniac had fired had driven to the nearest fire station on 27th Street, 6 blocks away, to raise an alarm. But there would be two who'd been married to him for only got on her knees and begged, "Oh my God, don't!" Then she screamed so loudly that people in buildings across the street could hear her. Without mercy, the shooter pointed his gun and shot her. Then he left and went strolling down the street. Tommy Hamilton, age 2, happened to look out his front window, so the shooter aimed and fired right through the glass.
Thank you for your CP in the chat. So yes, and this was revenge for one. So that's what I was saying. Like a lot of, and he thought they were making fun of him. No, well, now, no, not everybody. Thank you for your CP in the chat. So as I was saying, like most of the black crimes, especially on First 48, especially when the detectives will say they're money crimes, or I'm not comparing color crimes or I'm just talking about what considers a massacre. So a massacre, again, like I said, killing of more than 3 people, they consider that a massacre. So massacre with intent would be, I knew those 4 people were going to be there because they owed me money. So I went over there and I murdered all 4 of them. Capital murder, right? Capital murder with ill intent. That's regular shit that we be doing.
Regular.
That's like just, we knew that nigga was gonna be at that club. We shot at the club.
Regular.
Now, when you go to a grocery store where there are random people, babies, preachers, teachers, what have you, there is no revenge and there is no target. He was suffering from paranoia, schizophrenia, like most of us are. I wish a nigga.
Like, subscribe and share.
With no hard evidence of anyone making fun of him, just like none of us do, but we assume so. We know, we don't ask. We go, I'm pretty sure that those people don't give a shit about me. Not asking them, not doing any recon of your own, just going off pure assumption. So then you do that, and then you end up killing people based off your own assumption. So what does that do? That makes you a certified serial killer, because no one could find your motive. And there's nothing scarier to a town of a bunch of killings without motive. You know, you could say the whole thing with the gang violence and black people or whatever, but if you don't go over there or you don't mess with them, you won't get popped. But it's like, if you go, well, according to this situation, if you go to the grocery store or if you go to the church or you go to wherever, you're still getting popped. That's when you don't have a target. And then they are making fun. And when the world's your target, everyone is a victim. That's not what's happening in Chicago. Everyone's not a victim. They are making victims amongst their own situations. Most Black crimes are amongst our own community because we are struggling financially. So we're doing heists, we're doing crimes, okay? Once the money's up, you'll see how the crime will go down. I've said this over and over and over and over and over again. Pay what you owe, your sins of this land, and you'll see the money. You see the people act accordingly. Not all, because there's a bunch of crazy apples in every trade. But you'll see less. You'll see less train situations, bus situations, because you know what happens. What we like to do, and I'm not saying all, but some. Most Black people will try to get some of these sick brothers and sisters off the street. If we had the bread, we'll all become council workers of some form or fashion. I'm sure this is kind of the shit we like to do, like helping people. Not saying you don't, but according to how you do your outrage, it's very, your outrage expands way too far, way too far. It goes all the way to delis. We've seen even to modern day that niggas is out there, white people is out there shooting at random delis. Kroger's, the Walmart, some sort of Windows shop. Something happened at a Windows store. So it's like these are who are at these places. Thank you for your CP in the chat. Random people. So your target is random. They like to think that a lot of urban crimes consist of random crimes, but a lot of these people know each other. They know exactly who they murdered. You got? Just go watch First 48. They tell you it was Rashawn. I killed him. You got? These guys go, like per se, at the end of this, if we get to the end of it, when Howard's accused of his crimes, if we get to trial, right? Which I know probably back then, you know, they were really sensitive to whites back in the 50s. So, well, nothing that is different now, but they were just really ultra sensitive then. Did he get an evaluation? Did he get sent to a psych ward? Did he get arrested? We'll have to see. But this will, the way that this happens, and if you don't cheat and look at the end, or Google it, and we'll do this again. We'll do this again tomorrow. We'll finish the rest of this and then get into the rest of the show tomorrow. But if you don't Google it, I'm talking to all you. If you don't do that, we'll figure out how this ends. And could this have been because of his punishment or the way that they decide to handle this case? Could it have created the blueprint of your bowling for Columbines and all the rest of these idiots, really? Idiots, sensitive idiots, because we all feel a certain way, but it depends on you to wipe out a grocery store.
So that make you feel a certain way.
So I call you an idiot for not being able to maintain your emotions as a grown adult, because none of these crimes are committed by children. And I probably won't be, Columbine kids, sure, teens, sure. They killed amongst their own. They killed the people that they distinctively remembered. They wrote down their names and they said those kids made fun of me. So they shot those kids. But they shot those people. But that only goes so far, I think, because if you feel like everyone's making fun of you, you can shoot whoever you want. So that's never a case to shoot someone making fun of you. Grow the fuck up. Sorry, that goes to you too, Columbine boys in heaven or hell. White Jesus heaven, probably. He said, anything you do, you're forgiven.
It was all a dream. It was all.
I'm sure your maker understands, but we don't understand. We don't understand your logic if you think that it's okay to eliminate people off the planet for having an opinion about who you are as a person, and 90% of the time it's true. You are creepy introvert. You say weird things, and you're weird, but that's okay. You're allowed to be weird, and you should just find a weird clique. Don't take out the people who think you're weird. You wouldn't kill the cast of well, you would actually. You would kill the cast of Saved by the Bell just because they don't think you're weird, instead of finding the clique of yours that has something to do more of your personality, more of your speed. Who is more of a Howard Unruh kind of guy? He was in the science club, fucking nerd. He needed to find his crew, but instead he wanted to hang out with the cool kids, and he ends up shooting up a deli, shooting babies in the face, shooting up barbershops because he doesn't get his way. Sounds like a baby.
It was all a dream.
But and does that behavior ever stop? No, because you get pat on the hand. I'm not saying that he gets a pat on the hand. I don't know how his story ends. We're gonna get through that together. But I have a funny feeling that his murder, because of the way he looks, he looks like Kyle Rittenhouse to me. Like, these are the kind of people like this nation has a bleeding heart for. So I'm pretty sure, because of what happened to him, he wasn't hung. He wasn't fucking torn apart by two horses, because then they would have known not to do this again. You hang enough black people, we learn how to code switch. What is the white version of code switching? When do you turn it off?
Taking his last victim. One Philadelphia Inquirer account has him going into the Hamilton apartment, herding the family into the kitchen, and then killing Tommy. In the New York Times, Mayor Berger has him killing Tommy from outside, but entering the apartment of the Harry family and shooting at them. Other sources have Mrs. Harry and her son outside, but the Harry boy claimed later to reporters that they were both inside when shot. The killer says he shot someone through a window from outside. The likely tale is that he shot the Harrys inside, but the Hamilton boy from outside.
They are out of control. I'm not paying the $5, not in your life.
Oh, you nasty.
Fucking YouTube is out of control. They drop commercials every 2 sentences. Like, what even is the algorithm on that? What's the code on that?
That's also known as an algorithm.
Every 3 words a commercial. Like, what's the word? Damn. All right. Not too much longer of this. It's getting good though. We only hit about 10 minutes, which, you know, I'll be on time tomorrow. We could probably start the show getting into all of Howard, getting the rest of them, probably chop it down a little bit, just to get exactly what kind of person he is. And then we could get into how do we stop it, and what some of the prevention tools us civilians could take so we get popped like my man at the deli.
It was all a dream.
My man got popped just for bushing into him. You know how many times you bump into people per day just because people don't know how to walk? So you shouldn't be shot in the face for that. So that's this behavior that we need to kind of take a deeper look at to figure out, like, okay, not like, can you be in a place that's susceptible to mass shooting? No, clearly we all are. You can't even be in church. So there's no safe place, really. Not like spreading fear, not like that.
You've got to love life to have life, and you've got to have life to love life.
But I'm like, yo, if these niggas is trying to kill the Amish, the niggas who watch carrots as TV, they watch carrots grow for entertainment, we're in trouble. You know? These niggas literally just be out there frolicking. So I'm just trying to figure out if you could gun them niggas down, Mormons and all that, quiet boys, even when they see you on the street and they scared to death, they go, "Do you think you want to join the Latter-day Saints? You want to come join Latter-day Saints?" They even come up to you. That's how hard they want to change you. how they try to get you saved. You know what I'm saying?
You've got to love life to have life, and you've got to have life to love life.
They want to save you so bad, they be showing up at the clinics. They show up at drug clinics. They show up in front of prisons. That's some hardcore preaching, I guess. Hardcore preaching. They give a damn. So for you to, I guess, be like, okay,
Really and truly, I'm just picking up.
this is a cult. You guys are a cult. You're not trying to save nobody. And then you're probably out there having sex with kids. Sure. Sure. Anything that has a IGON, IGON at the end could be something. You're not supposed to join stuff. I get that. You got sexual assaults that happen at a gym. I mean, what's the word? There's no, I mean, things happen. That's on a membership. Well, I'm just saying an optional membership. But I'm just saying, like, you got to be on your toes. And the sensitivity levels have to come all the way down. You got to turn those all the way down. They're too high. They're too high for this long. For this long for you to be this sensitive, it's kind of disappointing. Disappointing. You should probably be a little leather by now. But for some reason, for the strong colonizer that these white men are, not all but some, you guys are so fragile.
Right?
But you've done so much. I heard it at the Charlie Kirk funeral. You built walls. You fought funerals. I don't know what you said. You built walls. You fought battles. You've done it all. Why can't you just get over yourself? You have to get over the battle of within. I don't know where these walls are or the wars you've won. It seems like you lost the Confederate War. You lost all the other times you tried to get racial shit popping permanently. You lost those things, but your secret wars you have won. Yes, the redlining, the Katrinas, and all of these weird conspiracy theories you got us fucked up about. You guys do win about that.
It was all a dream.
You are the masters of manipulators. So I'm like, so why do you need weapons when you have all the money and say maybe a little bit of the power? A little bit of the power. I think you have most things that belong to the people you have. So you could, yes, you are good at that.
Subscribe and share. It's free. If you have the internet, it's absolutely free. If you have the internet, it's free. If you put on your internet, it'd be there. Like, subscribe, and share.
He attempted once more to get into a restaurant that stood at the end of River Road near Bergen Street, but failed. So, as sirens began to wail from a distance, he went around to the back and finally came home to his apartment. He'd been out for less than 15 minutes, but was running low on ammunition. I ran out of bullets, he later said. So,
this is the people. They got the people of where the, oh shit. They got the numbers of where he shot the people at. How many times do men make fun of women? And they have to live on that same street as that guy, and they make fun of them. Could you imagine her wiping out all the niggas in front of the deli because they told her to smile, and then they called her fat because she didn't smile? So she went back and shot up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This would be the entire block. They can't be. You can't. None of those people probably even knew who the fuck he was. It can't happen like that. He wasn't a popular guy. He was part of he was part of the.
It was all a
the science club in high school. So look at 7, Mrs. Minnie Cohen, up there in the window. Why? Why'd he get her? Bam. Then you got 11, 12, 13 over here on the street. Why did that happen? 8 right here in the middle of the street. Look at 10, Thomas. Thomas outside minding his business. Not minding his business. I'm sure like you wanted to know what was happening. But people still pulled up though. People still do the same shit. They say we do this now with cell phones. Nigga, ain't no cell phone in sight. Everybody's still gawking. That's what we do. We're turtlenecking ass nigga. Look at the scene. Where the body's at? We're trying to look. So, and meanwhile, this nigga shooting random. We think that it's probably domestic. It's not domestic. It's domestic terrorism.
Did you feel that?
Yes.
So here you go. Here we go outside, waiting to get hit. but look, this whole block he had a problem with. Now, you can't get talked about by the whole block. Half of that is speculation. Did you ask the block? Did he even ask? No, he didn't ask because he was too shy. Shy to ask.
In his wake, 12 people were dead. 5 men, 5 women, and 2 small children. And 4 were badly wounded. A man, a woman, and 2 teenagers. One of these would later die, bringing the toll to 13. Had he hit everyone at whom he took a shot, as Time Life's mass murderers said, the number of deaths would have been 26. The police were scrambling to go after this man, having run into or being called to the massacre, but the shooter reached his apartment first. He barricaded the door and reloaded. One officer found a boy running in the street who turned out to be Charles Cohen, the boy who'd been spared by being shoved into the closet at his home. He'd nearly suffocated, he said, and had finally kicked open the door to get out. He remembered watching his grandmother fall just as the door closed, and he'd heard screams and shooting. He was taken to the home of a relative. People had now identified the rampaging shooter to the first arriving officers.
There he is. So my thing is, like, you see this guy? I mean, he's not even, look at his teeth. Good teeth. He looks, for the 40s, when they was eating liver and shit, smoking cigarettes all day. You know the 40s, like fucking, what is it? What is that show? Boardwalk Empire. This nigga is in Boardwalk Empire, and he still got all his skin, his whole face, and all of his teeth. If one white woman would have talked to this guy, none of this shit would have happened.
This is not me.
Was he probably gay? I don't. That's probably the shit.
It's a word that some gay
The white woman come out and say, "We tried to talk to Howard. We tried, but he kept like ignoring us, and he's really weird. He kept like trying to hug us and tickle us." He kept trying to tickle us, and we were like, "Howard, that's not how you do this." And he kept trying to tickle us, and he kept telling all these weird stories about he tickled us. He's not good with women. I could tell. He's not good with women. But you guys got to help him so he doesn't shoot up the block. Do you think that there's not a black woman? First of all, shouts to black women.
The African American woman is the backbone.
Do you know why people like, I don't know, Jada Pinkett are just like icons? Because she was with the thug.
The African American woman is the backbone.
The black women have stood up and dated the thug. You could make fun of Nick Cannon. You can make fun of Tyrone, right? Tyrone is a quintessential black name.
We're going live.
But Tyrone has like 8 kids, right? Isn't that how that goes? Tyrone's not an incel. Tyrone's not at home by himself. Tyrone is in the street, right? But you have to call him, according to Erykah Badu, to figure out where he's at.
We're going live.
Yeah.
Our ratchet males are still not hitting randoms. They're still like having fun, hanging out, doing their thing, and then everything that happens within, that's their own personal problem. You got these guys here, problematic. I don't know what black incels do. I never met one. I thought I was one, but I can't be. So I'm just trying to figure out, a black incel is just probably like a gamer. A white incel is a shooter. Is that I'm trying to get that right, because he's going through the same things that most people who are lonely go through. Think nobody likes you. You think that you're inadequate to society. You don't think that you fit in anywhere. Loner, emo. I thought that's what we thought. We had a clear understanding what that was. That means we made music for people like you. There's fucking clothing stores for people like you. There's a whole group. You're not even by yourself. Not even in 1949 was he by himself as far as feeling the way he did. But he was so into his own brain that he wouldn't want to go out to find others like him. Instead, he would rather, I don't know, wipe everyone out till he's the only one left. Again, you can't kill the world. But what if you had more money and more power? See, there's a lot of white people who think like him, not all, but some.
White people. It was all things.
That have a lot of power, that feel the same way he do, and then they be taking it out on us financially, jurisdictions, restrictions on business development, restrictions on housing, restrictions on any financial growth or any sort of like growth within your own business that you worked at for 50, 100 years or whatever.
It was all a dream.
That's how they take it out on us. They have this really separate little petty little feeling, and that would be the same kind of Howard, that little Howard in them that's making them feel like that. Something else in their world is making them upset, and then that's how their way they could take it out. And it's not necessarily a bullet, but it's a bullet. It's a bullet in a way, though. It's a bullet.
Did you feel that?
Yeah. Being stumped at your job and being given the shaft and also not getting a raise when you're supposed to is a bullet. So yeah, being financially insecure is a bullet. So yeah, I think that's these are the little Howards that exist now. These little guys, the big positions that's taking their little anger out in very meticulous ways that have really hard-hitting effects, which of course, not to say not all but some, but then you may end up finding yourself, Tyrone may not want to be civil anymore, and Tyrone may turn violent, and that's how far they're willing to push you to get their point across, that they are hurt and they want to be heard. Anybody that's down to hurt children because you're lonely and because you don't get laid,
Yeah.
that's obsessive. But you never hear about Tyrone not getting laid. Tyrone gets laid.
Yeah.
Probably too much though. That's the problem. Tyrone's got to focus.
Yeah.
Always rub the gang. Always rub the gang.
As Howard Unruh, a 28-year-old recluse and religious fanatic. All available police reserves were dispatched. None had ever dealt with such an incident before. Ironically, Unruh's name in German meant unrest. A cordon of between 50 to 60 officers surrounded residence. Unruh was barricaded inside, and he shot at them from a window. From the number of victims, the police believed they were dealing with more than one.
Shout outs to Ashley in the chat. Good to see you.
White people. White people things. You've got to love life to have life, and you've got to have life to love life.
Good to see you. One more drill for Ashley. Shouts out. Thanks for joining us. We're talking about Howard Unruh, who was the first. First of all, this is live at 5. The only show starts at 7 o'clock.
We're going live.
Thank you for doing it, Joe.
Follow us on Instagram. Connect on Facebook. Wherever you get your podcast.
I wish I did that.
Like, subscribe and share.
We're talking about Howard Unruh, which would be documented as the first American shooter. Went on a spree. We're just catching. We're understanding. He went on a spree. He shot at about 13 people, wounding some, but of course, killing many. So we're trying to get into the head of Howard. And at the end of this 2-part series, we'll figure out how to end white on white crime in the world, and also how to get these, reach the kids, reach the kids, so we can stop getting the kids harmed. See, these are kids that are hurt, that are growing up to hurt kids. 90% of these guys are molested. That's the problem. But we didn't get there yet with Howard. We're at the gun battle now. We're probably going to double back. Obviously, we're going to get into what happened to young Howard. It looks like we're going to get to the nitty gritty. But of course, veteran, standing citizen, paid taxes. He's got all his teeth. What's the word?
Killer. They armed themselves with rifles and machine guns. For a time, the road was a state of confusion, with people in the milling crowd getting into the line of fire. The police shot into the apartment in what reporters called a rain of gunfire, intended to drive the shooter out or to kill him. Pedestrians formed a ring around the area, and within half an hour, more than 1,000 people were watching. Several marksmen on the roof of a nearby shed tried to get a clear shot into the room from which the suspect himself was shooting. One officer shouted that he'd hit the man. Meanwhile, the bodies of the dead and the wounded were removed to Cooper Hospital.
Dad, I'm Bud.
Let's count the smiles.
I see 1, 2.
Have we come to the part where commercials with are they even trying to get like the commercials to match the vibe? Let's say I'm a relative of this massacre, right? I am a victim of Mr. Unruh's massacre, right? So I'm watching to figure out what happened to my family, and then a Blasian, half black, half Asian woman comes on the screen and says, "So I was trying this couture, and then I thought about it not being ooshy gushy as much as I wanted it to be, so I dooshy gushy. So don't forget, hit my promo code Gushy Dooshy Gushy Dooshy Gushy." I'm just saying, I'm glad we're mixing it. We're not. Come on, have some respect. But they're like telling the family, if you don't want to see commercials while you're trying to look up your dead relatives, then you better pay the $5. This is not me. All right, almost done, guys. Wrapping it up.
Also rushed to the hospital.
I'll probably hit, where we at? 13. I'm gonna hit probably just a little bit more, 5 more minutes, and then we'll get to the middle, half the middle of his story. So far, it's fascinating, so I'm not gonna probably skip. I wanted to skip through it, but I'm actually intrigued. So what we'll do is we'll do half today, and then tomorrow I'll pick up with affirmations, of course, on time. Very late today. Wasn't my fault. But sometimes it is my fault, though. It is my fault. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes it's my fault, but this time it wasn't. So we'll pick up early, affirmations. We'll get the rest of this Henry story going, and then I'll get into all of the keynotes that I got about massacre shootings and what to do to prevent it, and all these dope-ass TED Talks I have coming from the Columbine family. So we'll get into that shit. But when I stop this, I'll get into the one video that I have of a brother who just describes 13-minute videos, very short, but that's how I want to end this. After we get to the middle of a good stopping point with Howard, we'll get into how the other countries view us and our mass shooting rates. That'll be the closing. And then tomorrow, as you can see, right next to Tilda Swinton's face, you see that one that one there. This would be part 1 of this, and then we'll pick up part 2 tomorrow, which is the final episode because we ain't got time for all that. But thank you for joining me live at 5.
5-ish. 6 o'clock.
Follow us on Instagram. Connect on Facebook, wherever you get your podcasts. We'll be right back.
Frida Unruh, the shooter's mother, had returned home around this time, just after 10 a.m. When she saw the police barricade and heard spectators talking excitedly about what had occurred, she knew it was about her son, and she wandered off in a daze. She finally made her way, or was taken, to the home of her sister 5 blocks away, who found a doctor to treat her and who kept the breaking details of the story from her. It was the sister's opinion that all this had been caused by terrible experiences that Howard had suffered during his 3 years in the war. Reporters were aware of the events, and Philip W. Buxton, an assistant city editor of the Camden Evening Courier, looked up Unruh's phone number, Camden 42490W, and called the home. To his surprise, Unruh answered in a calm voice. "Is this Howard Unruh?" Buxton asked. "Yes, this is Howard. What's the last name of the party you want?" "Unruh," the editor told him. "Who are you?" Unruh demanded to know. "What do you want?" Buxton could hear the sound of bullets coming through the window, breaking glass. He identified himself as a friend and then asked, "What are they doing to you?" "They haven't done anything to me yet," said Unruh, "but I'm doing plenty to them."
Oh.
"How many have you killed?" "I don't know yet. I haven't counted them, but it looks like a pretty good score." The editor then wanted to know why he was killing people. "I don't know. I can't answer that yet. I'm too busy. I'll have to talk to you later.
Okay, you see, now I was talking about that. When your victim is who's your victim? Who are you? Why are you doing this? I'm not sure. I've watched 27 seasons of First 48. I'm not proud of it. But I feel like I learned some stuff. But I'm not proud of that. I'm not bragging. Sounds like I'm bragging though. I've watched 27. It's a lot of episodes of people just crying and sending balloons off to the sky and shit. Cops gloating. But it's like my modern day Miami Vice, if you will. They're not sexy. None of them, because it takes place in Mississippi and some other places. And no, not Miami Vice in that way, but Miami Vice as in the ridiculousness of the crimes. Okay, say that to say this. They all have a motive. Somebody did something to me, and so I did something to them. Black people, either they took the money from the person. I don't give a shit if it was $40. We only have $20. So if I only have 20, you got my 40, somebody's got to die.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, it'd be like that. So but still, it's reason. If I go to court, I'll go, "Listen, Your Honor, I had no money. This guy stole my air conditioner out of my window, so I shot him.
Yeah.
I don't have the money to replace my air conditioner. I need that, pal." But this guy, Howard here, no motive, said, "I don't know why I'm doing this. Technically, life's good. Delete. I'm just having a couple of problems with a couple of people." He said, "I'm busy. Let me just go back to do what I was doing."
It's twisted. Somebody did that thing to somebody else. That somebody maybe has. It's crazy.
That's the difference I'm saying. Like,
White people.
Not all, but some. The motive is not there. The motive is never there with most of these shooters. You could go through all their memoirs. They just say the same thing. And I'm going back to Columbine because I originally was going to name this video bowling for something. I was gonna take the premise from Michael Moore, but you know what I said? Michael Moore, you let me down. You were I'm not going on a rant, but you were my guru of documentarian material, and you disappear as soon as something's happening to the Jews. Not to say that the Jews don't need your help, they do, but if you fix the Jews, you fix the world. So you could just flip that, do a whole, I don't know, anti-Gaza thing, whatever you're doing. I don't even know what side you're on, honestly, but whatever you're doing, you could have flipped that and made something, but you're hiding out. And you're not getting thinner. So you're not like working on yourself.
It was all a dream.
You're not getting thinner. And I'm not weight shaming, but that's usually why you take this much time off, because maybe you're trying to get your mind right, get your body right.
So that made me feel a certain way.
But I saw a little clip, so you're still big. I was gonna say fat. You see, as I said, I'm not gonna.
I don't need.
I'm just saying, you're looking the same. So what you doing? Where you at? We could use you now, especially now. Holy shit. Nigga made 2 Trump documentaries while Trump was in. Nigga made 3 Bush documentaries. You do 1 Trump, because you can't fuck with Trump. That's why. You can't fuck with Trump.
We're winning. You see what's going on. So whatever you can do to help financially would be fantastic, because we have to beat it. If it's $5 or $10 or $100, whatever you can do.
Michael Moore know that Trump's on his fucking hit list. That nigga probably live in Canada right now. He already know that he was gonna come for his ass. So I get that. He's got a Roman Polanski his ass, because he knows if Trump gets a hold of his fat ass, he's going to prison. He'll get his ass extradited to Canada indefinitely.
It was all a dream.
So yeah, I get it now. Now it makes sense to why Michael Moore would be hiding out, because you can't make a whole documentary, 1 or 2 documentaries about our current president and think that you could be walking around or waddling around as much as you are. So I get that.
I wish your nigga.
Subscribe and share.
Come on. Ooh, yeah. Well, I try to tell you so. Yes, I did.
All of friends are coming to get me. He slammed down the phone. Who those friends might be was never clarified. To get him to leave the apartment, the detectives on the roof got close enough to lob a canister of tear gas through the broken bedroom window. It proved to be a dud, which alerted Unruh to their strategy, so he went into another room.
All right, that's what we're going to stop at. 1503. I'll mark it down. 1503. I'm not going to count on YouTube to remember this for me, because YouTube ain't shit. But I'll mark it down 1503. And I'm going to end this with a short video of my brother just explaining how other countries look at our mass shootings. I just found this confirmation. I didn't watch the whole thing. I thought it was interesting. And that's how we're going to end the show. Thank you for joining me. Live at 5, the only show that starts at 7 o'clock.
We're going live. Going live at 5-ish. 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock. 6, 5. Ooh, that's it.
All right. Settled. Howard finishing tomorrow. Settled. Done and done. You can't front. It's some fascinating shit. I had no idea my man was this complex, but he's a little complex. He's getting the shit on. They're about to smoke him out the house. Sounds crazy. So I can't wait. We'll get into that. But all right, for now, let's wrap this up. Thank you for joining me. You could be anywhere else in the world. Like I always say, don't forget to share with your friends.
I wish a nigga.
Like, subscribe and share.
And never mind my Stevie Wonder eyes. All right. Just shrink this down. One time for your mind. And then that's it, guys. Final video of the night. We did it. Thank you for hanging out. I hope this was informative. This will definitely be a 2-parter, because I got too much. I mean, what do you want? I got testimony for the end of this. I have a conversation with some Amish people who were involved And later, I'm just trying to, you know what I mean? So but I mean, that's going to be the ending of all of this. I'll get to the bottom, if you will. Not calling Amish people bottom, but I mean the bottom of this trail of fragility. All right, yeah, we'll pick this up tomorrow. I'll be bright and early, bright and bushy tail. But this has been a blast. Appreciate you joining me. And like I said, share the video, like, make a comment, do something. Don't just sit there like a goddamn.
I wish a nigga.
Like a goddamn. Nah, I'm kidding. Hold up. Oh yeah. Wait till we get to those TED Talks though. And also, spoiler, I got a video from someone who breaks down why there isn't any black mass shooters. So that would also be a part of yet tomorrow's show. So we got a lot to cover tomorrow. So I have someone who breaks down why there isn't any black shooters, not to create any things. That I told you this whole show, this whole week, a month, has been dedicated to my hashtag End White on White Crime.
You've got to love life to have life, and you've got to have life to love life.
If the white people start killing each other on this global scale, you know we're in trouble now. Now the whole world finna be Chicago.
You've got to love life to have life, and you've got to have life to love life.
Never been. All right. Never been. Neither have you. I've been over there. I've been to Chicago. Not to the west side. All right. Not to the south side, that's for sure. All right. Let's get into my man here explaining other people's views and opinions. I didn't watch the video, but I trust them. His name is Scripps. Scripps News. Shout out to Scripps News. People are doing some justice. White Awareness Month. Yes. Just myself and CP in chat. Yo, always on point.
The African American woman.
White Awareness Month. Is that WAM? Wham. There you go. Shouts to Wham. We're not talking about George Michael. This is White Awareness Month. Love that.
You've got to love life to have life, and you've got to have life to love life.
Shouts to Sheldon, and that's on Sheldon. We got to stop the loop. Because if y'all start killing each other, we're in trouble. Now we're truly in trouble.
It was all a dream.
When is it gonna end? When will the last bullet fly? All right, last video of the night. Thank you for joining me. This has been myself.
Follow us on Instagram, connect on Facebook, wherever you get your podcasts. We'll be right back.
Ah, hello there. You got me just about to preview our new Eagle Eyes safety show. Quite a cast of characters here.
Yeah! Hello, world!
Eddie Eagle, at your service. Before long, Eddie was in charge of the entire gun safety department. Let's see what Eddie's up to now. I saw a gun. At just that moment, the kids saw it too. Stop! Don't touch! I'm Eddie Eagle, and I like you too much. There's a gun up here. Oh. If you see a gun, stop! Don't touch! I'm Eddie Eagle, and I like you so much. Please be safe. Go away. It's a must. Go find an adult, someone you can trust. Go tell an adult. Don't hang around. Tell him what you saw. Tell him what you found. Stop. Don't touch. Leave the area. Tell an adult. Yeah, stop. Don't touch. Leave the area.
I love my guns. Well, got an AK-47 to handle home invasions. I got an AR-15 if that don't meet the threat. I got a Glock in the glove compartment and a Smith and a Wesson. A 22 for shooting critters off my deck. I loves my guns. They're so much fun.
Ah, hello there. You got me just about to preview our new Eagle Eyes safety show. Quite a cast of characters here.
Yeah! Hello, world!
Eddie Eagle, at your service. Before long, Eddie was in charge of the entire gun safety department. Let's see what Eddie's up to now. I saw a gun. At just that moment, the kids saw it too. Stop! Don't touch! I'm Eddie Eagle, and I like you too.
Got hit with the wham. So got hit with the wham. White Awareness Month. God damn. See, that's t-shirt material. You think that if Charlie was wearing that instead of freedom? Because sometimes if you address the mental illness as a whole, people respect that. So instead of just like freedom, what about White Awareness Month on a t-shirt? Maybe we may have Charlie today.
We're going live at 5. We're going live at 5-ish. 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock. 6.
Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. Connect on Facebook. Wherever you get your podcast. We'll be right back.
In this episode, we're keeping our focus on the Robb Elementary School shooting in Uvalde, Texas. In our effort to collectively understand why an 18-year-old gunman, 2 words have been forced into this conversation: mental illness. It's a well-worn excuse that's brought up when trying to understand what drives gunmen to commit mass murder. That's also what happened after the racist attack at the Top supermarket in Buffalo, New York earlier this month. Now, we're not saying that mental health was not a factor in those shootings, but health professionals caution conflating mental health and violence for fear that it could further stigmatize mental illnesses. Newsy national correspondent Amber Strong has more.
The mental state of the mass shooter at a Texas elementary school has gotten a lot of attention from some Republican politicians.
They said, we have a problem with mental health illness in this community.
We know what does prevent crime, which is going after felons and fugitives and those with serious mental illness, arresting them, prosecuting them when they try to illegally buy firearms.
The attention on mental illness could be both good or bad, according to doctors. On one hand, mental health programs are often lacking funding, but doctors say the way the narrative is being presented could lead to stigma.
The majority of people with mental illness do not engage in violence,
and are oftentimes not the ones that are engaging in mass shootings.
People with mental illness are more likely to be the victims than the perpetrators.
According to the Department of Health and Human Services, most people with mental illness aren't violent. Only 3 to 5% of violent acts can be attributed to people with serious mental illness. And according to the American Psychological...
Now I'm talking about how that depends on the man, right? So they saying you could be crazy, but you don't have to act on crazy. So there's many times where you'll see, like, i.e., the man who stabbed that Russian woman, rest in peace to that Russian woman, but he was mentally ill.
Yo.
I know that some of you may not believe that. Some of you may believe he was just a violent man who wanted to stab a pizzeria woman today.
Yo.
Sounds absolutely crazy to me. I'm equally appalled, but but I'm saying that you just like they're assessing that this problem is deeper than someone just wanting to kill someone. Maybe they may have a mental problem. It's easy to tell when someone does something out of our human actions that we do. If you're appalled, I'm appalled. Don't think for a second that a black person or any person outside of the white race, I'm just saying, not all but some.
White people. Okay.
Not all but some don't have the same emotions or have the same fear. We're like, whoa, that's scary. That sucks that there's a person out there doing that. Not that we know him. It's not our goddamn cousin.
It was all a dream. It was all a dream.
Like, we don't all know each other. If we did, we'd tell them to stop it. Hey, stop stabbing people on the bus.
When you do like substance or child abuse.
About 42% of shooters have had some trauma history themselves, and may have experienced things like bullying or some type of physical or sexual abuse during their childhood. So there is some connection between mental health, but mental illness is not the driving force.
Mental health experts say when society conflates violence and mental illness, people who need help may not seek it.
If you say that, it's really stigmatizing, and people have not come into my office for treatment because of that. People have thought, well, my family or my friends will think I'm violent, or what if I have that diagnosis and it means I'm violent? And that scares people from getting help.
That's not to say there isn't a cause to examine treatment or the lack thereof.
Very small. I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out if my daughter, just saying hypothetical, if my daughter has any mental problems, and then they're gonna show me this man's butt working out. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm talking about?
We're going live.
Are the commercials matching the feels? Should I be thinking about my glutes while I'm trying to figure out why my kid is cutting themselves or some shit like that? Or when they want to, you know what I mean?
I was like standing on the corner drinking 40s, smoking weed. And so God pursued me though.
Should I be looking at this man's glutes while I'm trying to figure out the culprit of the situation? No, see, they should be putting up awareness commercials. Shit. You know what I mean? Just saying.
To a study from Stanford University School of Medicine, upon examining 35 mass shooters who survived, 28 had untreated and unmedicated
Thank God they
psychiatric
can't
disorders. One thing doctors seem to agree on is that the solution can only come when the nation addresses the myriad of factors that lead to violence.
When something bad happens, we want a reason for it, right? We want to say, the reason that this person did this is because of mental illness. Sometimes the explanation is just people are bad people, people have hate, people have access to weapons.
Amber Strong, Newsy.
All right, many thanks for that reporting, Amber. There are still a lot of questions surrounding how the shooter carried out his attack, and some experts estimate that it'll take months to fully understand the scope of this massacre. Here's some of what we do know. An 18-year-old gunman killed people, including 19 children, after entering Robb Elementary School and firing on a fourth-grade classroom. He used an AR-15 style rifle, one of two he legally purchased after his 18th birthday. During the attack, children and teachers from inside the school repeatedly called 911 to send help. 90 minutes after
it shows just particular story because there's a lot of massacres to get through, and I'm not trying to pick which one's more important than the other one. But this guy's explanation, to my understanding, what I'm getting at, is what was going on with Howard at the time. So Howard, we didn't get there yet. We're gonna get there tomorrow.
That's also known as an algorithm.
But he eventually, of course, shoots up a school. So we're gonna figure out, you know, he hit the block now, so we're on our way to the school. But again, with the automatic weapon, see, Howard Unruh had a Ruger German-style semi-automatic, which for that time, 1949 fast gun. And then we upped that ante. Now we have assault rifles. So it's like this, you're still reloading. So you're bringing out military-grade weapons for unsuspected people. So that means that you feel like you're at war. MK Ultra can be a thing too. Absolutely, dude. Thank you for your CP in the chat. Like, seriously. Shit will kill you fast. I mean, look, if it's not religious, it's not an actual target. You gotta open your brain up to something else. Absolutely. I would say, of course, it could be MK Ultra. Shouts to the show 0 Day. Watch, is it 0 Day or 0 Hour? Watch 0 Hour with Robert De Niro and Angela Bassett. Great show. On Netflix.
Regular.
Not sponsored.
This is me right here.
But yeah, talk about MK Ultra, sure. Like, it's so random that it could be some sort of psychological. Well, they end up saying it's psychological anyway, right? So we're looking for, oh, is he, like, at the end of the day, are you crazy? Now, am I crazy because someone made me crazy? Or am I crazy because I was born crazy? Or, you know what I mean? So we can't front, like, not even since the damn early, right before, after the Vietnam War, we had all those psychological tests happening on those soldiers and all that shit.
Oh, you nasty. So
I'm just saying, who, when they let all those people go after those tests, where did those people go? Every single adult that was tested for all those government experiments for cash, and also for no cash, but some for cash, where did they go? Did they go on to make more children? Are, like, could brainwash people have kids, and do brainwash people have brainwashed kids? Are you just kicking that same crazy shit to them till they're like mid-adults, and then they become fucking Michael McVeighs or whatever the mother niggas are that burn down buildings for some reason? If bipolarism, obesity, all these other things could be hereditary, passed down, which are just like, you would think it's just someone's idea, but like, if your mom's fat or your father's fat, the kid's gonna be fat. Or sometimes they come out skinny and then it's like they're super skinny. See, that's the thing too. But certain things you have to pick up. So I'm just trying to figure out, if you are brainwashed, could you pass down your ideologies to the youth them? And then maybe, I don't know.
This video is brought to you by Babbel. What's up, guys? Michael here.
Who knows? All right, let my man finish. Let scripts finish. But yes, that's a great question. We're at the point where that would have been ridiculous in the 50s, only because we didn't know government. But now it's not so much of a joke and or a non-possibility, because we already know they got lasers, that they attack those heat. They got heat rays. They got all that bullshit out there that we don't know about, that they're using whenever they want. Some like Yeah, maybe one of those things could be used against United States citizens. Of course, I think we're the first subjects. Who knows what the hell Elon was doing while he was in there? You know, who knows? But we all got it on our phone, so it's not up to us. It's not up to us. It's actually cute. We go, oh my God, I was just thinking about an apple. How'd you know that? So we're kind of getting used to our brains being scanned almost. But I don't know what to do with that. It's kind of a bummer. Because this more cash, America is a cash economy. That's what it is. Thank you for your CP in the chat. They'll sell out bones, bodies, and brains for cash. That's it.
Holy shit!
All right. Wrapping this up, guys. Thank you for joining me. It's live at 5. The only show starts at 7 o'clock. Pretty good stuff tonight. We're going to get back into Howard tomorrow. We're going to finish this, figure out what other countries think about our mass shootings. Put this caption up, but this bitch is 720p. Time to dodge as many commercials as I can because we're never paying 5. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. I think this has been all right. You know what I mean?
Okay.
A little longer than I This time it wasn't me. I wasn't just doing my hair. Sometimes I am doing my hair. All right. Don't forget to subscribe. Shouts to everyone that joined me tonight in the chat. That goes to YouTube, Twitch, and I know there's some other chat room that can't get into the thing. So if I didn't see you, I respect you. I understand you. Can't dig it. First time I heard about alopecia was just at that awards. But let me tell you, I watched the documentary Illinois, and alopecia is not just Jada Pinkett Smith. It is a serious problem in London. They are going through a hell of a case of alopecia. So let's get that. Let's get some hymns over to London real quick. You know what I mean?
Two, he legally purchased after his 18th birthday and to send help. 90 minutes after the attack began, the gunman was dead after exchanging gunfire with Border Patrol agents. Some of the biggest questions now are about the law enforcement response. Community members in Uvalde have criticized and for not acting sooner. Here's what the director of the Texas Department of Public Safety had to say Friday about the decision by law enforcement to not breach the classroom.
For the benefit of hindsight, where I'm sitting now, of course it was not the right decision. It was the wrong decision, period. There's no excuse for that.
Meanwhile, people in Uvalde have coalesced around those grieving their tragic losses by offering up resources to help them cope. Newsy's Axel Tercios is on the ground there and has been speaking to members of that community. Axel, what have you learned about how folks in Uvalde have helped each other in the wake of this attack?
Christian, it's incredible that even in times of darkness and sadness, this community here in Uvalde and the communities around have come together in this time of need to help and offer support to those families and just anyone here that has been affected by this tragedy. Funeral homes in the community have offered to help.
Parts of me thinks that the shooter does this to bring the community together. They were separate. They say things like, I didn't know this could happen in our town. So that means they're unaware of their neighbors. So I feel like that when the killer does what they do, they go, now you know where you live, baby. Like, it's like this kind of like, and then they blow their brains out or whatever, or like they kill themselves. But they kind of just go like, hey, you're not safe. But guess what? Now you guys are bonded more than ever. Like when they put the monuments up and the vigils or whatever, that's letting you know that as a community, we stuck together against this evil. So then you kind of get a bondship in the community based off that one crazy person. Is that a martyr? I don't know. What if a person gets fed up with your non-community? It's supposed to be a community. None of you guys are talking to each other. Pass each other every day. Don't say hi. Don't say bye. Same thing that happens to Howard.
It was all a dream.
Howard was ignored. Howard was being making fun of. I mean, in his brain, he didn't really say anything that he heard the people saying, but he said that he heard them saying some shit, and that was enough. There's a lot of people who probably feel that way. Now, a lot of time people are doing that. You can tell when people die. They go, "Oh, she wore the same clothes for 100 days. Why you didn't give the bitch the same clothes?" I mean, like, what the fuck? If you see somebody, oh, that nigga was just out here, just always smelling. Why you didn't give the nigga no shit? So don't ask why he bit the person or stabbed the lady or why she killed the kids or whatever the hell happened. You saw them struggling and you didn't do anything. So again, that is a person that you acknowledge that's struggling and you didn't help. What shout out to the people who are mentally struggling, you don't hear a word. You know what that is? That's when shit happens. That's what we're getting at today.
The victims' families by offering their funeral that an anonymous donor will pick up any costs. The Texas Department of Public Safety has set up a family assistance center to address immediate needs and to provide information, support, and resources to those directly affected. Also, help is coming from all over the nation and the world, with several fundraisers to help those who have been affected by this tragedy. Donations for the teacher who was killed during the school shooting in Texas this week and her husband, who died 2 days later, have raised more than $2 million on a GoFundMe page that was opened. The couple leaves behind 4 children. Also, GoFundMe has set up a central page for anyone who wishes to help the families. One of the pools has raised almost $4 million. Throughout the day here at this square in downtown Uvalde, we have seen hundreds of people, local groups coming and offering emotional support to the families, friends, and just anyone who has been affected by this tragedy. We've also seen people coming by, holding hands, hugging, doing prayers, and bringing in toys, teddy bears, candles, and flowers at these 21 crosses that have been up here at this square in downtown Uvalde that represent each and one of the 21 victims that died here in Uvalde. Christian.
We've been using IXL for as long as my kids.
Scrappy. I'm trying to figure out like a person doing investigative journalism.
We're going live at 5. We're going live at 5. 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock.
That came from me. It was mine.
I don't need to hear about your morning routine. You see what I'm saying? Do you think detectives have to pay the 5? Because if they're trying to find out if Tyrone or one of these other guys had their gun on Facebook, how many videos do I have to watch from YouTube to get to the video? Whoa, that's kind of crazy. Unless they pay the 5, you're going to be behind a paywall to solve the case because YouTube says you have to watch 3 commercials before you get to your evidence. That's what I'm talking about.
It was all a dream.
So I'm having my man wrap this up, and I'm getting out of here. Thank you for joining me. This has been Blast.
A noteworthy event happening in Houston, Texas, Friday. Less than 300 miles. The convention, which had its larger in 20.
Oh, no. Are you going to show the convention right now? Oh, we're not going to do this. We might have to cut this right here. My good man. That's for me. Oh, actually, that's a good idea. Okay. That's perfect. So I'm going to write this down. Him at 7 mark. My man Scripps News 7 mark. He's going to be the opener. I'm going to have him discuss the NRA, and then that'll get us into the NRA convention that I can't wait to show you because it gets kind of crazy in the NRA convention. So, yeah, that's going to be great. He's going to Scripps Scripps News. Shout out to Scripps. Scripps News is going to be the opener, and then tomorrow I will open with his introduction with the NRA, because I see that he has the man there giving a speech, the owner or whatever of the NRA. So no better way to start. Look, he's got a gun in his hand. All right, perfect. This is perfect. Okay, so we'll stop it right here. 7:02. Yeah, we'll stop it there. That'll be gnarly. Okay, so we'll do that, and then we'll start from there. And then he'll be the introduction for tomorrow's show. Perfect. Done and done. Okay? Easy peasy. Thumbs up too. Don't forget. Always thumbs up. You don't have to really, you could subscribe. It's nice to do that, but I like, give them 2 or 3 more videos to see if give them 2 or 3 more videos before you subscribe. I mean, I don't know much about Scribs, but so far so good. Shout out to Scribs. Help me down. All right. Cool. All right, let's get back. Let me get back to screen here. Let's just shut this down. All right, guys, so much fun. Not fun in the sense of talking about dead children and people getting massacred at a
Yeah, really and truly, I'm just picking the lesser of the evil.
I've been hearing that a lot.
Spotify.
Wait, it's what? Say it again. Our Negroes?
ODD. Just beautiful in the sense of I think there's an answer. It's not that mysterious, and we'll most likely get there tomorrow. But will we get there as a whole, as a country? Who the hell knows?
You've got to love life to have life, and you've got to have life.
Gotta stop being so sensitive for the first part. Second part, I don't know what to tell you. Talk to your neighbors. That's what God said. He said, love thy neighbor. So start there. And then see if they're talking shit about you. And if they are, then fuck it. Shoot. No, don't. no, don't do that. That's stupid. All right. This has been Live at 5. That's the only show. It's at 7 o'clock. Thank you for joining me.
We're going live.
We need to talk about Howard Unruh. Truly unruly.
We're going live.
Sensitive man. But yeah, we'll get to the bottom of that tomorrow, and then also we will we'll start the show with Scripps News, where we'll talk about the outlook of how massacres look in America. But thank you for joining me. This has been Live at 5, the only show set to 7 o'clock. I'm your host, ODDNEGROZ 1. It's been a blast. Shout out to everyone who's joining us tonight. Yeah, don't forget to love yourselves. Don't forget to love yourself, and we will love you back. I will see you tomorrow at a much earlier time. Sorry for the tardiness. You know how that goes. All right. Take care of each other, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. See you tomorrow with a part 2. I'd like to see if there's a sequel to we need to talk about Kevin. Maybe there's some sort of international cut, and I'll use that as a backdrop, a little behind the scenes. All right, love you. Bye.
Hello there. You got me just about to preview our new Eagle Eyes safety show. Quite a cast of characters here.
Yeah! Hello, world! Eddie Eagle, at your service. Before long,
Eddie was in charge of the entire gun safety department. Let's see what Eddie's up to now. I saw a gun. At just that moment, the kids saw it too. Stop! Don't touch! I'm Eddie Eagle, and I like you too much. There's a gun up here. If you see a gun, stop! Don't touch! I'm Eddie Eagle, and I like you so much. Please be safe, go away, it's a must. Go find an adult, someone you can trust. Go tell an adult, don't hang around. Tell him what you saw, tell him what you found. Stop! Don't touch, leave the area, tell an adult. Yeah, stop! Don't touch, leave the area.
I love my guns. Well, got an AK-47 to handle home invasions. I got an AR-15 if that don't meet the threat. I got a Glock in the glove compartment and a Smith and a Wesson. A 22 for shooting critters off my deck. I loves my guns. They're so much fun.